Hello, New Bedford Public Schools community, and thank you for your support of our work during this time. Our students, your children, are our priority. First, some thanks. My most sincere, tremendous appreciation to our custodians, our building service teams for staying on top of the disinfecting and getting the plexiglass installed. Our nurses, I cannot say enough about the work that you're doing. Thank you. Our teachers for making learning happen. Your creativity and constant push for excellence has been amazing. Our paraeducators, cafeteria staff, your work is critical to everything that we do. Our counselors, attendance officers, clinicians, EL staff and translators, wraparound teams, special education services staff, you all have helped re-engage students and support families. Our Family Resource Center staff for connecting with our families during registration and other situations. Our central office support teams and administrators on all levels, thank you for addressing the details. And to our principals, you have been the glue, the conductors in helping to make this all work. This massive orchestra has many instruments with their unique roles and sounds, and your willingness to collaborate, combined with your foresight and your selflessness, have helped us navigate the situation in an outstanding way. Thank you. I appreciate your time for the next few minutes as I update you on the phase to increase in-person learning, share about vaccinations for staff, and update school resource officer discussions. I saw a lot of excitement over the last 2 weeks with more students in classrooms every day. And I also want to congratulate Aiden Sulo and Abdio Martinez, who both made All-State on Voice to participate in the Mass Music Educators Association Festival. Congratulations. Also, kudos to our many seniors who are receiving college acceptances at this time. Excellent job on the next step in your future. We have executed effective mitigation strategies all year, including using plexiglass in classrooms and cafeterias. I previously shared the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, DESE's, their letter which co-signed by several Massachusetts doctors. Our New Bedford Public Schools team has strictly followed the science and have tracked the data throughout the pandemic. We have stayed connected to our local, state, and national health officials to stay abreast of current information. We have emphasized and being proactive and continue to enforce the mask wearing, hand sanitizing, and appropriate distancing. Since August and even in January, our mitigation strategies have been effective and continuously get better. Mask wearing is a requirement, as well as hand washing and sanitizing, which are frequently done. Our more than 800 air exchange units, air scrubbers in our classrooms have helped us to have 9,000 students in person learning this year and been able to support our 4,000 students who have been in a distance learning format. These strategies, in addition to the over 800 air exchange units, updated filters, and plexiglass partitions and borders added to our classrooms, have positioned our schools to safely use 3 feet as the minimum in some situations, but also using 6 feet will be that target in many spaces. Safety remains our priority, and a DESE recommendation of 3 feet has been sanctioned by over 300 Massachusetts infectious disease experts and physicians. Many schools have been using this spacing in their schools and systems since September. To further support our expansion of in-person instruction, the positivity rate in the city has declined again this week, from 4.2% to a little over 3%. And now New Bedford is designated as yellow for the first time since last fall. Remember, several weeks ago, the city's positivity rate was over 13%, and even then, there were no data supporting transmission of the virus in any of our schools. This has strengthened confidence in our ability to increase in-person instruction safely and effectively. We are creating plans for secondary schools grades 6 through 12 to increase their in-person learning in the next 2 to 3 weeks as well. Again, mask wearing and limited interactions will be strictly enforced because we cannot let our guards down at this time, as the contagiousness of the virus still exists. Vaccinations for K-12 employees has been moved to high priority based on Governor Baker's announcement on March 4th. The focus is to prioritize teacher vaccinations and other staff, and there have been 4 days designated as the state's 7 mass vaccination sites will only offer first dose appointments for K-12 educators, child care workers, and K-12 school staff. The published dates are Saturdays, March 27th, April 3rd, and April 10th, and Sunday, April 11th. Shifting to the school resource officer conversation, just to give you an update, we've had multiple meetings with our community working groups, and we'll meet again in May. After, we're taking opportunity right now to evaluate some internal disciplinary practices, which are, when you think about it, the root of any issue that could potentially involve law enforcement. We will have an external organization conduct an objective, detailed data analysis of our suspensions, including how they're tracked and how they're reported. We will review the aggregate and conduct an intense assessment of multiple data points, highlighting gender, race, program services, and grade levels. Again, I understand that there are varying perspectives on what the next steps should be, and I have been listening. However, I am using our original timeline, and I will share the decision in June, as we had originally planned. Also, for clarity, our plan is to expand our Cohort A students for now in elementary schools to allow for those students who are already in school 2 days per week in Cohorts B and C to participate in 5 days of in-person learning. As we've been rolling out this expansion, we do ask families, please communicate any changes in your schedule to your child care providers to ensure that there is a smooth transition. Again, as I shared before, this will not look the same for all schools, and in some schools, classrooms may be a little bit different. Schools cannot be compared to one another in how their logistics will be addressed. So, for example, available classroom space in classrooms in all schools vary based on several factors, including room configurations with cabinets, desk sizes, wall space, equipment, etc. A reminder that at this time there will be no changes to Cohort D, the fully distanced cohort, until we have fully implemented the phase for the current in-person expansion for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Appropriate distancing and proper airflow still dictate the number of students who will be placed in our classrooms. So by March 29th, almost all elementary schools will have had the opportunity to expand their Cohort A, again, to 5 days of in-person instruction. This will include multiple grades, and again, this all depends on space and other logistics specific to individual buildings. So in closing, please contact your child's teacher for information on the tutoring which is available, because again, we want to be proactive as we prioritize our students' learning so that way we can recover and also accelerate what they're doing. So stay tuned for more updates about our plans to have more students in person. Remember, the benefits of wearing the mask and being temporarily separated from others is paying off. So thank you for doing your part. Please continue checking our New Bedford website and our Facebook page to stay updated, as well as our family support line, which again is 508-997-4515. And again, remember that we're all in this together, so let's please think of others, mask up, and stay safe. Thank you.